Mark Cuban may run for president one day because he sent out a tweet saying that he'll run for president if Bitcoin gets to $1 million. So is he actually being serious? Because we know that Mark Cuban goes back and forth when it comes to Bitcoin. He has said in the past to put 10% of your net worth into Bitcoin. It's risky, but you may make money. And then last year, he said that he'd rather have bananas over Bitcoin. So what are Mark Cuban's thoughts on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Mark Cuban's thoughts on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have changed over the years, and he exchanged emails with a writer from CoinDesk stating what his opinions are when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And without wasting your time, I'm going to summarize this and tell you about the key points and takeaways from this interview. So he was first asked, "My understanding is you bought Bitcoin way back in the early days of Coinbase and still haven't sold." And Mark answered, "I actually was given some back then. I bought some along the way." So Mark Cuban owns Bitcoin. This is something we always ask about famous people and we never really can figure it out. So we know this, he owns Bitcoin. The second question, how have your thoughts on Bitcoin evolved since then? And Cuban answered, "Hasn't changed a bit. I never thought it was anything more than a store of value." And he says this in a pretty negative way. I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees with Mark Cuban. Bitcoin is a store of value. Everything else is just a cherry on top. The value proposition for Bitcoin, the reason that it is worth over $30,000, the reason why billions are being poured into Bitcoin by institutions is because it is a store of value. And I think many would agree it's nothing more than a store of value. People are likely never going to spend Bitcoin. Yes, there will be a few people here and there that will spend it, but I just don't think it's going to happen due to Gresham's law. Bad money will always drive out good money. And if you don't know what Gresham's law is, I did make a video on it. I definitely recommend that you go ahead and watch it. I'll leave a link in the description and also at the end of this video. In the next part of the interview, he was stating how he thinks that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is very volatile. Many people will make money, but also many people will lose money. And it's essentially a big bubble. And I also agree with him on this point as well, because he speaks how big this whole space is and that not everyone can survive. He has said in the past, watching the cryptos trade, it's exactly like the internet. Stock bubble, exactly. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, a few others will be analogous to those that were built during the dot-com era. Survive the bubble, bursting and thrive, like Amazon, eBay, and Priceline. Many won't. And again, I completely agree. If we go to CoinGecko, there's over 6,000 cryptocurrencies, and a lot of these things are junk. They are not all going to survive, and he is correct. There are going to be a lot of people that lose a lot of money trading these risky altcoins in this very wild, wild west of the crypto market. And then scrolling down, what else was he asked? It came to this point where I didn't know this really about Mark Cuban. I always knew his relationship with Bitcoin was a little on and off. But now he's starting to talk about Ethereum. It started with this question. Do you think Bitcoin will ever be used for anything outside of an investment vehicle? And Cuban answered, sure, if DeFi, decentralized finance, and Bitcoin can evolve together. And we know that when it comes to Bitcoin, it's not very programmable. For Bitcoin to be involved in DeFi is a little more to ask for. But like we said before, Bitcoin is a store of value, right? That's what it is. That's why people put money into Bitcoin. Anything else is a cherry on top. But because of this question, he was asked, what about Ethereum? And Cuban answered, I like Ethereum. And then scrolling down, while asking about that president statement that I made earlier in this video, just a quick side note, they asked, are you really seriously going to run for president? And he said, no, I'm just screwing around. But I do think every American citizen should have a digital account that can hold money, stocks, and any digital currency crypto. Now, coming back to Ethereum and DeFi, he was asked, what do you think about DeFi and Ethereum and all these things going on? And he says, it has a shot. And he was asked, well, what would you do with it? Would you ever use it for the NBA to sell things? And he said, digital goods for sure. You can sell anything digital using NFTs. We can sell virtual Mavs gear, sneakers, art, pictures, videos, experiences, anything our imagination can come up with, we can sell. We are looking at adding virtual jewelry, accessories, and clothing that we create to real pictures in social media. And if you've been watching this channel, we have been talking about NFTs, non-fungible tokens, how to create them, how to interact with them, why people are paying a lot of money for digital art, and even for pieces of virtual reality in a video game. So again, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Also at the end of this video, I definitely would suggest you become familiar with DeFi and non-fungible tokens. And very interesting about Mark Cuban is that he is actively participating in DeFi. If you go to Rarible, Mark Cuban actually created his own NFT right over here, the Roll-Up 2021. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but listen, someone's probably going to buy this. There's a 9 in stock, so someone's probably going to buy this. And I know what you're thinking, why would anyone buy this? Again, if you've been watching these videos, I explain why people are paying for these digital goods. I know it makes no sense, but eventually it will to you. And then just to end this off, speaking about Bitcoin, blockchain, Ethereum, he said that the upside is truly unlimited. And I want to take a pause here. Mark Cuban is saying all of these great things about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it doesn't mean we should just jump in and put in our life savings into crypto. The funny thing about us as humans is that when Mark Cuban was saying negative things about crypto, we said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, this guy's an idiot. But now all of a sudden he is saying good things about Bitcoin and crypto, and we're saying, oh, he's a genius. And we tend to do this. We agree with people who share the same opinions and we think they're geniuses. But the minute they don't, we say these people are dumb. And this happens a lot with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is objectively, clearly a very smart man, and he has made a lot of money in his lifetime. And when he speaks negatively about Bitcoin, people get very upset. I'm sure one day if Warren Buffett said Bitcoin is great, people will say, oh, now he's the smartest guy. So what I'm trying to say here is that just because someone of status says that something is good or bad, it doesn't mean that it's true. Yes, these people carry weight. But I don't think anyone listening that was buying Bitcoin and Ethereum anyway would change their mind about these assets, regardless of what Mark Cuban says or not. So just keep that in mind whenever you hear words, statements from very famous wealthy people about cryptocurrency. Don't ignore it, but definitely take it into account, but don't hold it as absolute truth. And the reason I'm saying this is because my friend used to tell me I was very subjective, and I used to do the same thing. If someone says something is bad, I said, oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. And then all of a sudden they said it's good, and I say they're the smartest man. But if you think about that, there's no logic to that thought process. Anyways, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.